Did you know that your healthy breakfast might actually be sabotaging your performance in the bedroom, especially if you have crossed that 60-year milestone? It sounds counterintuitive because we have been told our entire lives that fruit is the ultimate health food. But for a man over 60, the biological reality of how your body processes sugar and fiber changes significantly, and certain fruits can trigger a hormonal cascade that softens your erections and drains your vitality before your day has even begun. If you are noticing a decline in your morning wood or finding it harder to maintain firm erections, the culprit might not be your age or your heart, but rather that bowl of fruit sitting on your kitchen table right now. We are going to dive deep into the specific biological mechanisms that turn these supposed superfoods into silent killers of male potency, because at 60 and beyond, your vascular health and testosterone levels are on a razor's edge, and one wrong dietary choice in the morning can set a metabolic trap that lasts for 24 hours. Let's start by understanding the delicate relationship between your insulin levels and your blood flow, because an erection is, at its core, a cardiovascular event. When you wake up, your body is in a fasted state, and your insulin sensitivity is at a peak. If you flood your system with high-glycemic fruits first thing in the morning, you trigger a massive insulin spike. For a younger man, the body handles this with ease, but over 60, chronic insulin spikes lead to systemic inflammation and a decrease in nitric oxide production. Nitric oxide is the master molecule of male performance. It is the chemical messenger that tells your blood vessels to relax and dilate so blood can rush where it needs to go. Without it, no amount of stimulation will result in a firm erection. The first fruit you absolutely must reconsider is the overripe banana. While bananas are famous for potassium, an overripe banana is essentially a sugar bomb. As a banana ripens and develops those brown spots, its complex starches convert into simple sugars like sucrose, fructose, and glucose. Eating this for breakfast causes a rapid rise in blood sugar, which in turn leads to a massive release of insulin. High insulin levels are directly correlated with lower free testosterone. Furthermore, the rapid crash that follows a sugar spike leaves you fatigued, and a fatigued body prioritizes survival over reproduction, effectively shutting down the signals required for a strong erection. You might think you're getting a quick energy boost, but you're actually telling your endocrine system to take the day off. This leads us to the second fruit on our list, which is often touted as a health miracle, the mango. Mangoes are incredibly delicious, but they are among the highest sugar fruits on the planet. One mango can contain up to 45 grams of sugar. When you consume this much fructose in the morning, it travels straight to your liver. Unlike glucose, which every cell in your body can use, fructose must be processed by the liver. In men over 60, the liver's ability to handle large loads of fructose is often diminished. This can lead to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease and, more importantly, an increase in sex hormone-binding globulin, or SHBG. Think of SHBG as a sponge that soaks up your testosterone, making it unavailable for your body to use. You might have decent total testosterone levels, but if your breakfast mango is spiking your SHBG, your usable testosterone drops, and so does your erectile function. It is a subtle theft of your manhood that happens one spoonful at a time. Moving on to the third culprit, we have to talk about pineapple. Now, pineapple contains bromelain, which is great for digestion, but it is also exceptionally high in both sugar and acid. For many men over 60, digestive efficiency is key to maintaining energy. A heavy hit of pineapple acid and sugar on an empty stomach can cause gastric distress and a rapid inflammatory response. Inflammation is the enemy of the endothelium, which is the thin lining of your blood vessels. If your endothelium is inflamed, it cannot produce the nitric oxide we talked about earlier. Beyond that, the sheer sugar content of pineapple contributes to visceral fat accumulation. Visceral fat is not just an eyesore. It is an active endocrine organ that produces aromatase, an enzyme that converts your precious testosterone into estrogen. The more pineapple-induced belly fat you carry, the more estrogen you produce, and nothing kills a man's libido and erectile quality faster than high estrogen levels. The fourth fruit is one that surprises many: canned fruit cocktails or heavy syrups. Even if the fruit inside was once healthy, the canning process often involves heavy syrups or even natural juices that are concentrated sugar. Many men over 60 reach for these because they are convenient, but they are essentially eating candy for breakfast. The preservatives and the leaching of chemicals like BPA from the can lining can act as endocrine disruptors. These xenoestrogens mimic female hormones in your body, further tilting the hormonal balance away from the masculine vitality you need for a healthy sex life. If you want to maintain your edge, you must avoid these processed fruit options at all costs. Fifth on our list is the dried fruit category, specifically dried dates and raisins. While these are packed with fiber and minerals, the dehydration process concentrates the sugar to an extreme degree. Gram for gram, raisins have significantly more sugar than fresh grapes. Eating a handful of raisins on your oatmeal is like dumping several teaspoons of white sugar into your system. For a man over 60, this leads to glycation. Glycation is a process where sugar molecules bond to proteins in your blood, creating advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These AGEs damage the small, delicate blood vessels in the penis. Since those vessels are much smaller than the ones in your heart, erectile dysfunction is often the first sign of systemic vascular damage. By avoiding these concentrated sugar hits, you protect the very plumbing that makes an erection possible. The sixth fruit to be wary of is the watermelon, but specifically when eaten in large quantities for breakfast. Now, watermelon contains citrulline, which is actually a precursor to nitric oxide, so you might think it is a natural Viagra. However, the problem lies in its incredibly high glycemic index. Watermelon breaks down into sugar almost instantly. When eaten on an empty stomach in the morning, the massive insulin spike can outweigh the benefits of the citrulline. If you are going to eat watermelon, it should be in moderation and never as a standalone breakfast. Lastly, the seventh fruit to avoid is the orange, specifically when consumed as orange juice. When you juice an orange, you remove the fiber that slows down sugar absorption. You are left with a glass of liquid sugar that hits your bloodstream like a freight train. Furthermore, many commercial orange juices are pasteurized and stored in vats for months, losing their natural enzymes and becoming little more than flavored sugar water. This liquid sugar contributes to insulin resistance, which is perhaps the leading cause of erectile dysfunction in men over 60. Instead of drinking your fruit, you should be eating whole, low glycemic options like blackberries or raspberries, which provide the antioxidants you need without the hormonal havoc. To fix this, you don't have to give up fruit entirely, but you must change your timing and your choices. Focus on fruits with a low glycemic load and high fiber content, and always pair them with a healthy protein or fat to blunt the insulin response. By protecting your insulin sensitivity and lowering systemic inflammation, you are essentially age-proofing your vascular system. Your body has an incredible ability to heal and restore function if you stop the daily assault of high-sugar breakfasts. Remember that at 60, your body is a finely tuned machine that requires specific fuel to maintain its masculine drive. Avoiding these 7 fruits in the morning will help stabilize your hormones, protect your blood vessels, and ensure that your body has the raw materials and the right hormonal environment to perform whenever the moment arises. In summary, avoiding high-sugar fruits like overripe bananas, mangoes, and fruit juices for breakfast can significantly improve your testosterone availability and vascular health by preventing insulin spikes and inflammation. By making these simple dietary adjustments, you're taking a massive step toward reclaiming your sexual vitality and overall well-being. If you found this information valuable, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and let me know in the comments what topic you want to see next. If you found this information valuable, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and let me know in the comments what topic you want to see next.